it seems like way too convenient that suddenly you have a black girlfriend. Like, it's the first time, but okay.
We also got a big interview, man, shortly into 2024, man. Jonathan Majors. Now, we talked about him all last season, all last year.
Oh, man.
We talked about Jonathan Majors before, the last episode of the year. We discussed, him being convicted of, two of the misdemeanor charges?
2 misdemeanor charges.
For harassment,
assault,
and involuntary assault. Now, I watched this whole 30-minute ABC Disney interview with Jonathan Majors, and I got to say, I don't think he did himself any favors. But I did really like his jeans. His fit was on fire.
He definitely looked good in his outfit, but let's take a little bit of a listen to his explanation of the chain of events.
You hit her in the face, twist her arm behind her back, fracture her middle finger.
Yeah, that did not happen.
What happened?
Yeah. That did not happen.
She went to grab the phone. I held the phone. I pulled the phone back. She came on top of me, squeezed my face, slapped me. That's all I remember.
He acted like he was in Creed when he said slap me. He was like,
laceration, yes, ma'am.
Fractured finger.
Yeah.
How did those injuries come about?
I wish to God I knew. That would give clarity. That would give me some type of peace about it.
Damn.
But you're confident you didn't.
I have no question.
What's interesting about the jury's verdict, it's so nuanced because they're saying you didn't intend to injure her.
Right.
But the result of your recklessness injured her.
Right.
Were you reckless?
I was reckless with her heart.
Not with her body.
Not with her body.
But never hit a woman.
Never hit a woman.
Heart. Oh.
My hands have never struck a woman.
Ever. That's the line you say when you want to keep the door open so that you might be able to hit one more time.
Me and Grace.
Hit? You better watch your words, sir.
Oh, man.
Yo.
Tap in.
Yeah, what do you guys think? Did you guys watch the Jonathan Majors interview? Let us know. Was he sincere in his interview? Because I didn't feel like he was sincere. He didn't come off, as being real. It seemed like he was very, careful with his words. Seemed like, even him being careful with his words, it seemed like he was very prepared, but he couldn't hide his smugness. Like, he couldn't hide just being, I don't know, just a smug guy who couldn't really take full accountability of what happened. It feels like,
I don't know, man. It's like this happened so long ago at this point.
March of 2023.
Yeah. It's like 9 months ago. I would be tired of this shit too. His publicist, his team, they were like, "Oh, you got to do this fucking interview." He was like, "I don't want to do this shit."
We don't even know who his team is because he got fired. He
got dropped by everybody, but I'm sure he got some people. And they were like, "You got to do this fucking interview." He was like, "I don't want to do this shit." And then they were like, "Here are your lines. You got to memorize it, and then we're gonna practice."
Yeah.
So he's been through this like 5 times already.
Yeah.
I would be tired of it too. I would be tired of it too. The whole thing with me in this whole situation is after they separated, she went and got drunk at some bar or some shit and then came back. She was passed out. Nobody knows what the fuck happened to this bitch for that whole time frame.
This young lady.
No, fuck that. Nobody knows what happened to her. But then he gets charged.
Yeah, she had injuries. She had a broken finger and a laceration on her head.
But nobody knows that it happened because of him. And granted, I'm not trying to retry the whole case or anything like that. Leave that to his lawyers to appeal and stuff like that. But if I was him, I would probably be tired of this bullshit too. But if that's the case and you're not going to be able to show that you truly sorry and remorseful and all this type of stuff, then don't get on TV and do this interview. Because everybody's going to nitpick and dig through this and pick out your body language and all that type of stuff. Don't do it then.
Yeah. I mean, she pressed charges. They had the evidence of her injuries. We saw him stuffing her into the car and then running away. So I feel like it lines up with her story. We don't know what happened in the car. I think there was enough evidence for involuntary assault and to prove harassment was like through his text messages and the patterns of behavior that they established. But
they were
I
able
will
to prove
say,
it.
like, clearly. But I will say, Cat Williams spoke on this too when he was talking about Hollywood. I have a clip of some audio of him.
My goal was to get this far in Hollywood and still have a virgin asshole. And never has sucked a penis. That was my only goal. I didn't want to get with a white woman because I was scared she might have me running down the street like Jonathan Majors.
There you go. See, come on, Cat.
Come on,
Not because I didn't like
So, he said Cat Williams is like, I would have never put myself in this type of a situation. And Jonathan Majors, he's somewhat copped to that and was still trying to play the victim. Still saying like, oh, if it was the opposite way around, I would have been shot in the street. And it's just like, well, bro, man, I don't know. I think this thing was blown way out of proportion. Clearly, I just want them to move on because I'm over it too. But we talked about Martin Luther King Day. You brought up Coretta, and we play the audio of Jonathan Majors talking to his ex girlfriend and telling her she needs to be more like Michelle Obama and Coretta Scott King. So when they asked him about his relationship with Meagan Good, I gotta play the audio, man. I got this too. Hold on. We got to hear what he says because
mentioned Meagan a few times. We've seen her right by your side, going in and out of court throughout the whole trial.
Yeah, and she was at the interview too.
How would you describe your relationship?
That's the longest pause in the world.
She's an angel. She's
that man is
held
good.
me down like a Coretta.
What?
Like a Coretta.
I would.
Coretta.
Martin Luther King III, he came out and he was like, "Listen, my mom was more than just a plaything, more than just a drag along actress." He said all that. What happened?
Oh no, the camera just moved. No, it's all good.
Oh, my bad.
Are you quoting him or are you reading what he said?
No, I'm not. I'm not. But it was in a speech. It was in a speech during MLK weekend. But I don't understand why he keeps using her. I would have a problem with that too if I was her kids.
Yeah, I do find it weird. But hey, Meagan Good was there in the interview. She was holding him down in the present moment. What do you think about their relationship? Because I know we were questioning. We called her a prop all last year. Do you think it's real?
I don't know anything about their relationship, but to me, it looks fake. So it for all intents and purposes, it's fake.
Damn. I mean,
I just don't. It seems like way too convenient that suddenly you have a black girlfriend. Like, what? It's the first time, but okay.
We don't know if it's the first time.
All right.
We don't know.
Okay.
Do you know his other exes?
I looked them up. They were all white.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah.
I didn't. I don't even know his history. I didn't even know this.
It's
girl.
hard to find his history there. It's not. There's not much out there. But I'm just saying, it just seems a little bit too convenient.
Gotcha. Troy, I know you called.
We'll
you said she looked like a fool. Do you still think so?
Yeah, I do. I don't think it's a good look. I mean, I get, sticking by your quote unquote man, but I don't. I think she looks kind of goofy.
Gotcha. Yeah.
But she's been looking goofy for a long time, except for how she physically looks. But whatever.
Yeah. Shout out to them. Black love.
Yeah. I wish her all the best.
And I'm still going to go see Jonathan Majors and whatever he does next because he's super talented. I don't care if he's an asshole. I understand the scuffle and things that went on in this toxic relationship. Hopefully, he, learns from this and, turns his life around.
He gets sentenced what?
Soon. February,
right?
I think so, yeah. So we'll see. Probably get some probation or something. But hell, I mean, we already saw him break up a fight of high school girls. So I'm sure he's, totally cool with doing community service.
Community service at the DV shelter.
Yeah. Shout out to Jonathan Majors, yo. Hopefully he stops doing interviews. This was not a great look, honestly.
Listen, they're gonna get engaged in like 6 months and then get a married and then get a divorce in like 4 years.
We'll see.
They got to play it all the way through now. Until he brings his career back, they got to play it through.
Subscribe on YouTube. Subscribe on Spotify. Follow on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok.
All the apps. We're everywhere. We are everywhere.